So let's take a breath, everyone. For anyone that's watching this on recording, what we're going to do is effectively a journey meditation. I'm just saying that in advance. Some people have certain ideas about what they want to do with full moon energy, and I'm doing what feels right to me. So where are we? It's March the 18th, 2022. March the 18th, in case anyone didn't know this, is National Awkward Moments Day. I discovered that earlier on. National Awkward Moments Day. It follows St. Patrick's Day. I wonder if there's a theme there. Anyway, interesting week, and an interesting week energetically. We've got the equinox in a couple of days' time, depending on how you compute these things. This is the second of three group energy works that I'm doing this week, which is unusually a lot for me. And when I sat at the start of this week back on Monday, I didn't know I was going to do as many as this. We did Healing Current on Wednesday, and that felt really good. It felt really good to get some of us together and moving some energy. And so I thought, let's do this as well. Where should I begin? Oh, the full moon. So we've got, I don't feel to say much about the astrology of this full moon. Suffice to say, we've got Virgo and Pisces in an axis together. When I looked at those two and how they affect each other and how we work with them, if I really oversimplify it, we've got the day-to-day, it's unfair to say mundanity of Virgo. Virgo is very practical. We've got that balanced with the spiritual identity of Pisces. And there's always something like that on every single full moon. When I looked at it, I said, gosh, that really kind of sums everything up right there, doesn't it? Balancing the day-to-day with our spiritual identity. I mean, what more is there? What more is there with our human existence? The way I work with the full moon energy, and have done for a couple of years now, is using it as an amplifier. It's very loud energy, very strong energy. It's going to keep most of us awake tonight, right? And this is in a week where some of us have woke up in the middle of the night for other reasons. I'm trying to stay on point here. I'm just saying there's a lot going on. So how I work with the full moon energy, how we're going to work with it, is we're going to use it to clear stuckness. So where's stuckness? Where we're going to find stuckness? We're going to find stuckness in ourselves. We're going to find like elemental debris all around. Where does that come from? It comes from thoughts that don't reach resolution, fulfillment, completion. We've got obviously we all know we've got a horrific situation going on in Ukraine right now. And how is that affecting each of us, or a way that's affecting each of us is the feeling of powerlessness. I don't think any of us are wired to see a great deal of humans in anguish and so on. Never mind who's wrong, never mind who's right, and how would we know anyway? We don't like to see it. It's painful to watch that, whoever it is, wherever it is. And so all this concern and worry has nowhere to go, and it creates a fog, as it were. So that's one of the things we want to support to clear. Once you clear fog, you get solutions, and it paves the way for physical solutions, right? We're also using this work tonight to support some caught or trapped spirits to move. In my training, not that I've had lengthy conversations about it, but I understand that there's millions, perhaps billions of trapped spirits on our planet. They don't want to be here. They don't maybe know that they don't want to be here, but we can do things like this to help some of them be released and go to where they need to be. And the final thing, there isn't a final thing, but the final thought I have as well is to support to clear grief. And maybe we've touched on that already, but it's that stuff. Energy that should have moved, that hasn't, that's what we're doing here. Now, when we did current the other day, that the format of that, I don't say much. I use music quite extensively. There's very little to visualize. It's just going on and we breathe and it goes through. With this evening, I'm not going to use music. I will be talking the whole way through it. It is a visualization. Does it need to be as elaborate as I make it? No, totally doesn't. Could probably happily do it with us all just sitting in silence together, because most of what happens because we get together in enough agreement. And that's already happened. That's already happened. That said, I am gonna take us through visualization. What it is in essence is working with our Merkaba field. Everyone's got one around them. Merkaba field is like it's always there. It's always there. It's what helps us move between dimensions. And I won't go off on one right now. That's a longer conversation. But suffice to say, we are always moving through dimensions, thoughts of dimensions, and so on. So we're working with that. We'll be working with an archangel who we know as the Archangel Azrael, that helps move from helps with transition, if I say that, helps with transition. And we'll be going to the etheric, that's the non-physical temple of, it's not always the same place. The temple of purification, that's where we'll be going. So, as with current, there's really nothing I need you all to do other than stay alive, keep breathing. So let's close our eyes, please. Let's close our eyes. This isn't going to be a terribly long thing, 20, 30 minutes. It's all that we need to do. But we begin with prayer as always. Beloved Mother, Father, God, Goddess, sweet essence of light, of purity, sweetness, wholeness from source, we welcome you into this space, around all of us, around each of us, through us and as we connect to the core of the earth below us, the beloved Mother Earth below. Beneath us, we find that, we feel that, we remember it, we hold it, we feel that, we ground ourselves. We prepare ourselves to be conduits. We ground ourselves. And so too, to the presence of the Father Sky above, we're prepared to receive. And through each of us, sacred masculine, sacred feminine, connected. I call to the love of the four sacred directions around us. I gratefully ask that there be archangelic presence in each corner of this room, in each corner of the room that you sit, and in each corner of the etheric space that we all gather. I call to all of our higher selves this leading and guiding presence of ours. And I gratefully ask this aspect to lead us, attune us, calibrate us, refine us, so that we gracefully pass energy through us and effortlessly hold space for those who in this current time are challenged to do it for themselves. I am calling forth the very highest good of our time together this evening. And so in the name of the Christ, I am the presence, I am the activity, calling forth the beloved Archangel Azrael, the light of transition, to be gatekeeper around us, to direct our energy in an elevated, pure way, in love, in purity, humility, and appreciation. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Again, let us close our eyes. have your body comfortable. And we're going to begin by just breathing together. I'd like you to relax your stomach. I'd like you to relax your face. And for a moment or two, we're just going to allow the innate intelligence of our body to breathe for us. Here we are on this full moon. We've gathered in support of people that we do not know, people that we don't know and will never know. A reminder, even before we begin, that what we do for others returns to us. Clarity that we effect for others becomes ours. As we sit in the comfort of our own home, let us begin to feel and call our Merkaba field around us. For those of you unfamiliar with the Merkaba field, just imagine a three-sided inverted pyramid. Its base is around your shoulders, and the tip is a few inches below your feet. The diameter would be as wide as if you were to stretch both arms out to the side. I'd like you to imagine, visualize, or see an additional three-sided pyramid, this one facing upwards. The base is around your knees. The tip is a few inches above your head. The diameter the same as the other. Now, if you would see these beginning to spin in opposite directions from each other. Just let them begin to spin and spin faster and faster and faster. So fast that they become a blur, that it almost appears as a bubble together. Just breathe now. The Merkaba is an etheric form of transportation, as it were. It's always there, it's always working, but rarely do we use it intentionally. In your mind's eye, would you see or imagine all the others that are on this call with us in the same space, in their own spheres, in their own bubbles, their own Merkabas. And together we're going to rise, going to take off, as it were. We're going to travel. And so together we go into the air. We're going to leave in this way where we sit and travel at light speed off. Breathe. As we travel far, far, far from our point of origin. If you look to your left or you look to your right, you will see the others doing the same. In the distance, we see a vast cathedral-like structure. And as it becomes larger in our field of vision, we slow down. We start our descent. And together we touch the ground. And we step out. And we walk towards this beautiful, ornate, massive structure with a vast staircase in front of it, which we ascend together As we approach the top of the staircase, there are two vast angels that meet us. These angels are 14 feet high. They greet us with a beaming smile, a beaming light, and they open the door for us all to go in together. Breathe. And so together we go in, we find ourselves in a stadium-size atrium with different angelic works taking place all the way up. The ceiling is further than you can see. This entire room seems as if it's made of crystal. And in the center of this room, we see there are chairs, and we see there is a flame, a vast flame, burning in the center of them all. Let us go towards these chairs. These chairs are made of crystal. Please sit down in one. You will find that it meets and matches your body perfectly. Behind each of us, an angel is assigned to us. The angel will place both hands upon our shoulders to stabilize our energy field, to express comfort, and to express love. Into the center of this space, the Archangel Azrael comes. He is a huge presence. You may see him just as a column of light, an angelic figure, or both. He bows in appreciation to us all. Waves his hand at the flame, which becomes a vertical column of light. This extends all the way up to the ceiling. You cannot see the end of it. With his other hand, he extends and envelops this column of light, that we all sit within it. From the center of the flame, he draws a current which flows now through all of us. This current is flowing in a clockwise direction, round and round and round. Please all breathe as he raises the intensity of the column of light that we sit in. Up above us, the higher points of this beautiful temple, portals open at the sides. At these portals, from these portals flows the elemental debris that we are creating the space and the pathways and the love for it to be cleared. This flows in from all sides, far, far above us. Just see it begin to flow. Magnetized, as it were, into this column of light, and then transported upwards, alchemized, purified, blessed. Just breathe. It is not for us to know where it came from, what its origin was. It's not for us to judge. It is for us to be the midwives, as it were. willing conduits to let it move. You support this process by breathing naturally, gently, and gladly, which will bring a smile to your face. And now that the energy is robust, it's strong, it's vibrant, even further above these portals, some new portals open. And through these flow the energy of the spirits, those who have been in human form and left their bodies, but became caught in the earth realm. Here now, some of them flow into this column of light to be freed. There are many, many, many that will flow in this session. Please breathe with appreciation for yourself. Breathing in the knowing of the relief, imperceptible though it may be, that you are bringing to many. And into the column they fly. They flow hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. We are a willing group. We are a strong group. The beloved Azrael will allow more and more to come in. Just breathe. There is powerful and efficient work being done by this group in this moment. So much so that even as the elemental debris is moved, even as the court spirits move, there is opportunity for each of you as well. That as you breathe, allow any frustration, despondency, powerlessness that has been with or around you to flow out of your solar plexus and into this column of light as well. As the last of the elemental morass and the spirits move out of the portals into the light, beloved Azrael asks for us just to keep our focus for a little bit longer. The last of the energy has moved through. Beloved Azrael closes the portals now. With the wave of his hand, the column of light contracts, diminishes, and becomes the vibrant flame once more. Azrael moves his hand in a clockwise direction, and the current of light diminishes as well. Let us all take a breath together, please. Azrael bows to us all again. Let us do the same. Together, let us rise from our chairs, embrace the angel that has been standing behind us, and together, let us walk to the door to leave the temple for this occasion. The gatekeepers of the temple open the door for us, bow their heads, and we walk through. We begin to descend the stairs together. A reminder, this temple is always there. It is always there. You visit it frequently in dream time. As we reach the bottom of the staircase, we stand together, and again we call our Merkaba field around us. If the visualization of the interlocking pyramids is clear for you, then see this. If it is not, just see a bubble around you. Let it begin to spin faster and faster and faster. And together we take off, we rise to begin our journey to return to our origin. Breathe. The temple of purity disappears from our vision as we speed back to where we came from. I will count us backwards from 10. You can adjust. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling chair around you, feeling the physical environment around you. Hearing the sounds of the room around you. Let us take a unified breath together. And when you feel ready, you of course open your eyes, take a drink if you have one. I like to gently rub your forehead, your cheeks, as we always do. Just getting a little more chi flow into the body. And to close this energy from our state, as it were, let's just give our own gratitude to each other, everyone holding space together, to the Blessed Azrael, of course. Thank you. Okay. doesn't need to be a long drawn out thing, right? Why don't you all unmute then?
That was beautiful.
That was nice, but I have a question.
Yes, Melanie.
Is it unusual to, because I started crying when the souls were coming in, and I cried for that whole time after that. Is that unusual, or?
It's not unusual, Melanie. I find that very beautiful. That's connection, that's empathy, you know. So I mean, I'm never going to say, yeah, that's unusual. That's just not.
You could say that to me.
No, that's not how that's just not how I feel about these things. I would hope that everyone would have their own unique experience.
Okay.
Right. That's what I would hope would happen. That's how you know it's true and authentic and happening. So I don't think it's unusual. I find it very sweet in the best way.
Okay, thanks. It just felt weird to me in one way, but in another way, it felt natural.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So I will see some of you on Sunday morning for the equinox, and those who I won't be seeing, have a wonderful day. It's a bit of a marker day for me. I'm glad for it to come. Feels like it's been a long 6 months that been waiting for that day. Not to overplay it, not to overblow it, but that's why I wanted to do it.
Joshua,
Yes.
not something I need an answer for right now, but I've had so many people talking about April 12th. And so if you know anything about that when it comes around, I'd really appreciate it, like on walking or something.
Right. It's not been a focus for me thus far. I tend to find these things that can change very quickly. Can change very quickly. There's actually quite a lot of things I'm not going to do until the equinox passes. So we'll see what I say next week.
No pressure, just a curiosity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm not going to keep you all forever. So you all have a lovely evening, a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Joshua.